Hello everyone! So I thought it would be kind of interesting if I started doing some project update vlogs that can just kind of be short and sweet and to the point of current projects that I'm working on, because I realize that actually vlogging some of the projects I'm trying to do, like my garden or breeding my birds or trying to go on walks more often or Operation Duckling, actually vlogging about those things really helps me stay organized and motivated to make sure I'm on top of those things and I don't forget that I'm supposed to be working on those projects, which sometimes can happen. That was a really pretty bird. I love where I live so much. So yeah, I'm going to kind of do a quick little brief overview of how the birds are doing, how the garden's doing, and maybe introduce you guys to some of the projects that I'm actually trying to work on that I have forgotten to even mention. So see, already vlogging is helping me stay more organized, so let's dive into it. The garden has actually been doing a lot better since Chips came out here and helped me weed through a bunch of the plants. Because if you guys remember, what I did to plant these wild seeds is I literally just threw the wild seeds into the pot thinking maybe not many of them would sprout. Then too many sprouted and we had to go through the very painful ordeal of picking who lives and who dies. And thankfully I already see some that I can pull up because this guy is a sunflower seed. He's just hiding in here from the bird seed that had fallen in here way back when. So you can come up, you can come up. So there's a whole bunch of sunflower seeds. Doink! And it may seem weird throwing them off my deck, but in 10 minutes, I'll look out there and the little squirrels will be eating them. So yeah, there's a bunch of these little guys. I can tell this is just the millet seed that's trying to take root. So then you pull it out. And then, let's see, no other sunflowers. So yeah, oh, here's a sunflower. Come on, make room for the wildflowers. Well, technically sunflowers are wildflowers, but these guys would be too big to actually keep in my pots anyway, so they have to come up. Alright, out you go, little ones, out you go. So yeah, I've got a little bit of weeding to do out here. Not bad. Secret garden is going nice and slow. Interesting stuff is going on in this pot. This is actually one of the pots that Chips helped me sort through the most, and it was hard for both of us to yank out as much as we did, and there's still so much left. And most of this we have no idea what this could even be. I don't have very many, ooh, what the heck are you? Man, that's so cool. I don't have very many sunflower seeds coming up in this one, so I'm gonna probably have to come back through and just anybody who looks weak and scraggly, like this guy doesn't look so good, just yank them out and try to give the other guys a chance for survival. But man, it's so hard when you're but what could you be? Are you gonna grow into something awesome? This is just a grass, so I know I can pull that guy up, but what about everybody else? It's much harder to start from seed when you do it mass like this, and you're oh, I'll just weed as I go, than I thought it would be, because you're just everybody could be something interesting. I don't want to pull anyone up. Thankfully, I know that these guys are all of our foxgloves, and they don't seem to be doing the best. They're not doing badly. They're just not growing as quickly as I thought they would. But I'm going to look up how fast foxgloves are supposed to grow, and then we will see what will happen. So they're doing good. Somebody is talking in that tree. Oh, who are you? I see a tiny little bird. Ah, well. If he comes closer, I'll get more video of him. And then over here, everybody's doing well in here. There should only be one everybody, though, so I need to pull up all these other guys. But this is my yellow pear tomato, and he's actually doing very, very well. So I'm very happy about him. So yeah, my little yellow pear tomato. I only had one come up from that seed box. If you guys remember, I had a whole seed box. And not many things sprouted, so I think that my little seed starter stuff was too old. So this is the result of what we got from the seed box. One beautiful, very happy yellow pear tomato. And it's really cold lately, even this far into April, so I'm not sure if he's going to actually make it. But we're going to keep an eye on him and see if he does. And then this pot, which has done the best out of everybody. And I probably need to go through and start weeding out some of these guys. Here's more things that I know are just bird seed pieces, so I can pull those up. But yeah, these guys, we've got two types that are doing pretty well in here. We have these mystery flowers right here, and these are starting to look more like zinnias to me. So I wonder if I have a big thing of zinnias. I don't know if I do or not, but we're going to keep an eye on them and see what happens. Oh, there's another grass. And they have done very, very well, especially after I came through and did some weeding. I'm going to very painfully pull up one of the actual ones right there. But yeah, especially after I came in and did some weeding of the guys that weren't doing as well, they have really taken off. And then we've got the basil. The basil's doing pretty good, except somebody is eating him. Somebody is eating my basil. No, don't eat my basil. I need this. But yeah, these are all just like little extra seeds that shouldn't be in here. Well, I'm curious about what the heck you are, so I'll leave you alone for a little while. But then we have the red leaf basil and the green leaf basil, so they're doing pretty good. And then we've got this guy, which is just the pretty little like flower plant that I bought from Walmart ages ago. And that's actually doing pretty good. This guy, who I think needs more water, even though they told me not to overwater him. So I'm gonna go get some water for him. And then these guys, these are the poppies. And I heavily weeded through the poppies a little while ago. And they seem to be doing much better. The stragglers who just weren't gonna make it have started to die off. So the winners are beginning to emerge. And that is how the garden is doing so far. A little bit scattered. Not nearly as big as I was hoping, but you know what, you can only do so much with a little deck garden. It just gives me hope that when we move, we might be able to have like a house that has an area that can have a lot of containers, or I could even have some proper raised beds, and then we can actually start doing some real gardening and learning how to do real gardening, and it'll be really fun. I think that I'd really enjoy sharing those adventures with you guys. I know I can grow potatoes at least, so at least we'll be able to pull off potatoes. And if you guys have been wondering how Ossii and Persimmon have been doing, well, they're doing pretty good. Persimmon has been spending more and more of her time every day inside of the nest box. So we're going to have to see. I don't know if she's sitting on anything just yet because I didn't want to disturb her if she is, but I did put the infertile egg in there and I haven't checked on it since then, so I might check on it pretty soon. Usually you want to remove them if you know that they're duds, but at the same time I didn't know if that was a dud, so we're going to leave that there. I have been watching Ossii build. I haven't been able to catch him long enough because he sees me watching and he like stops. But I've been watching him peck through the nice fiber stuff and add to his nest for quite a while now. It's about the time when I need to like swap out their spray millet and flip their felt so that they have the clean side of the felt up. So he's been doing good. And then lately, Blueberry's been looking a teensy bit uncomfortable. So I'm wondering if she's going to start trying to lay an egg or not. Because my hens usually start looking just a little bit more... Hey, come on. Come on, focus on Blueberry. She's so cute. There she is. My hens usually start looking just a little bit more like, I don't know about this, right before the egg laying starts. So I'm making sure she has plenty of calcium to stay nice and healthy. And she has also been spending a lot of time inside of the nest box too. And actually, without me noticing, the pile of premium fluff that I had put out for them has shrunken down. And it's really interesting because the only two things it looks like he didn't want anything to do in his nest with actually turned out to be the Bermuda grass and the coconut husk. So we're going to add in more stuff and see what he picks. Oh, he's checking. He's like, are you looking at my nest? And we might have to do a peek at the nest sooner than later because, oh, look at her go in. Because who knows what's going on in there? Mysteries upon mysteries. So that's how the garden's doing, and that's how the birds are doing, and now I'm going to kind of roll into some of the projects that I'm working on that you guys have not even heard about, because it's like, accountability, go! Tell the world, Seri, and now you have to follow through on what you want to do. And that's actually a really fun aspect of vlogging for me, is that it's kind of like an open diary format, and I really just feel like it's kind of the truth of human nature to be kind of monkey see, monkey do. For those of you who don't know what that expression means, it's you see someone do something and then you might emulate that behavior. And I really feel like that's true, especially when I was a nanny. If I wanted the kids to do something, oh, and you guys get to hear Ossii singing in the background while I talk, that's so fun. But if I wanted the kids to do something like clean their room, then I had to clean my room and clean the house and show them these are the motions we go through. And then I just feel like whenever I need a little inspiration, I watch vlogs or read blogs. I've been reading blogs since I could get on the internet at like 8 or 9. I was reading people's blogs because it was so fascinating for me, and maybe it's just the way my mind works, to be able to see someone else's thought process on their life, how they looked at the current situation they're in, and how they decided this is the goal I want to have and I'm going to shoot for it, or how they just kind of interacted with their day. I'm a sucker for those things. I love reading blogs. I love watching vlogs. And not the like really hyper over the top ones, more ones that I can kind of relate with. And so that's kind of why I'm making these ones, because maybe in the process of explaining my thought process, you guys might be inspired to do something more in your lives too. And plus it's kind of fun, so. But yeah, so we've got the birds that I'm trying to breed. We've got this really awesome Evernote project now. Anasia reminded me of Evernote, and I have used it in the past, but then I decided to try to use it in a way where I can actually stay organized, and it's helped so much. So I actually have this huge list of ideas for things I want to do in the vlog channel, like showing off my geckos, or like it helps to organize my thoughts for the vlog channel to remember like, oh yeah, and I also wanted to start sprouting seeds for the birds. Maybe sprouting seeds for myself. So, you know, showing you guys how to sprout seeds. Feather is eating at the bird feeder, by the way. Oh, hang in there. She never hangs in there. She flew off. But yeah, like, I want to sprout seeds for the birds. I want to sprout seeds for myself. So then it's like, okay, now I can make vlogs showing you guys how you would sprout spray millet to give to your pet birds, which is really cool. Or if you just wanted to put it out for the wild birds, though I've noticed the wild birds aren't so jazzed about spray millet the way that my pet birds are like, yes, spray millet. They love spray millet. And then sprouting seeds is something that you see a lot in vegan dishes. And I do not like alfalfa, I think is how you pronounce it, sprouts. I don't like them. But I found that I like them in the other sprouts. So I can show you guys that because I have a little sprouting kit. And it's just fun to, in the course of trying to make sure that I'm living my life to the fullest, somehow vlogging is like the catalyst to help like siphon through and organize all my ideas and just keep moving forward on them. So yeah, we've got that. We've got lots of stuff on here. Oh yeah, fly the little dragon kite. So like the things people have sent me in snail mails on the main channel. I want to like fly the dragon kite someone sent in. There's a dinosaur from last year, a little like drop in the water dinosaur that I want to do. There's a grow your own crystal kit. I have my chia pet that my cousin gave me as a Christmas present that we could grow, and it's just fun. It's just so fun. There's Feather. Oh, there we go. Hey, Feather. Peck, 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 peck. So yeah, you guys can look at Feather while I talk about a couple other things, I suppose. She's so cute. Look at her eat her little seed. Oh, this is a black-capped chickadee, for those of you guys who may be wondering. We are 3 stories up in my apartment right now. And so what we're doing is, this is a window feeder. Oh, she's gone. She's so cute. But yeah, this is a window feeder. So the way the window feeder works is we suction and cup it onto like the exterior of our 3rd-story window, and the birds think that's pretty cool. But only the small birds seem to figure it out. The bigger birds, like the cardinals, have a very hard time landing, I'm finding. And the mourning doves have tried and just met the window and have given up on that. So the mourning doves don't try anymore. It's too bad. I really like mourning doves. But yeah, so organizing my projects, you know, going on dance routines, showing off my specimens, being able to do the stuff that people have sent me in snail mails, like here on the vlog channel. It's really fun to come up with this list, not because it's like, yeah, I have content, but because it's like, yeah, those are things I want to do in my life, and thinking about like, what kind of content could I make has really helped to sort of crystallize those. And what the heck kind of bird is that? Okay, hang on, guys. Ah, that was amazing! It was like some sort of tiny little grebe thing inside of a tree, up in the tree. I've never seen a bird like that before, and I wish I had moved faster, but I was so busy going, what's this? That I couldn't move fast enough to get the video of it. But that's another thing I want to do in my life, is like find birds and start understanding birds more. I'm really turning into a birder. I didn't foresee that coming, so I'm like transforming into this birding kind of person, and I thought birding was like something old people did all the time. Maybe I'm just old now, but I really love it, and I want to go on adventures and find more birds. So it's just really funny to me how like all of these things I want to do with my life, when you have a schedule to like put out a vlog at least one every day, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get more stuff done that I want to do in my life so that I can share it with everybody, and it'll be really exciting. So that's why I'm so grateful for vlogging now, is because it's like, yay, I have accountability to have to do something that day that's interesting to me, and I'm actually doing the things that I wanted to do that are on my list that I just haven't done in so long. So it's really weird. It's like my workaholic nature can justify having fun if it's on the calendar. But anyway, the other things I kind of want to start working on is, oh yeah, like I was just mentioning, working through the fan mail. And I just wanted to show this off again. I got it a couple days ago in the snail mail from Chloe. Look at this, you guys. Look at this. So this counts as like going through the fan mail again, making sure that I have caught up on all of the trees and everything that people want to plant. And also just like, I want to get a shadow box for this. So I'm going to order a shadow box for it on Amazon and put it up on my wall when I get my new office, which is going to be really cool. And then, yeah, just all the things, all the suggestions people send in. Like, why not? Just dive in, live some adventure. So those are some projects I want to do. Hey, there's a titmouse, but that's okay. We're just going to say hi to you, titmouse. Hi, because as soon as I flip the camera, you're just going to fly off, aren't you? Yeah, he's picking a sunflower seed and off he goes again. That's so cute. And then I also need to talk to you guys about some of the other projects like Operation Duckling. Well, I'm trying to find wading boots right now for Chips and I so that we can kind of get into the water on the lake and reach in, and I want to get those little like graspers, those plastic graspers, so we can start cleaning up the lake in this area so that we can do Operation Duckling, kind of get in there, clean up the water, make sure it's not so nasty, remove the trash. And that's a project I want to do, and I probably wouldn't have thought to do it except that it was like an idea for a vlog, like when we did the secret garden project. So it's really cool. Whatever motivation you need, you guys, go forth and find it. And there was a titmouse. Goodbye, little one. He's so cute. And then the other projects I want to share, because then I'm going to be accountable and maybe it'll help inspire people who are also under the gigantic burden. This is a jar that represents my student debt. Each stone is $100. There's a lot of stones in here. I know exactly how many stones there are in here, but I am trying to tackle this mountain, and I would love to in the future be able to talk about how I got into this mess, how I have forgiven myself for getting into this mess, and how I am trying to live the kind of life where I can appreciate the moment, because then you get into this really weird kind of like struggle when you've got this, because the workaholic side of me says don't spend a single penny, work yourself to the bone and pay this off as quickly as possible. And that's how I was living for a long time, even if all I could do was put like, I mean, there would be months where I could barely make the payments, or all I could do extra was literally $9, and I would put that $9 towards more student loan debt. So I've knocked out several $1,000s already. So a lot of stones have already left this jar, but I keep this jar so whenever I think about like, oh, I want to go buy something new, I can look at this and kind of, I can remember there's work to be done still. I need to be reasonable. But it's really hard when my health is where it's at, and it's declining month by month lately, and I just have to go, so do you want to work yourself to the bone right now and pay off those student loans, which I am paying them off for sure, or do you want to buy those wading boots and do Operation Duckling because you're going to move in 3 months with Chips, and it's now or never. So it's very hard. I'm still making my monthly payments, boom, and usually some extra, but it's very hard to kind of reconcile that because there's this huge, like, I guess type A personality, perfectionist, workaholic, who goes, this should be the main focus of your life. You've read all those financial bloggers. You should get this done. And then there's a part of me who goes, it really makes Chips miserable when all you do is go, we can't buy that at the grocery store because we're trying to save money because I need to pay my loans. And it really, I feel like it would cut into my quality of life. And I don't know how long I'll have my quality of life to be that obsessive about it. But it's something I want to knock out. So I'm really hoping this summer I'll be able to put out some extra series on the main channel and kind of ride the wave of summer awesomeness when all the kids are home and they're watching YouTube more. And the ads are so happy because the advertisers are like, yay, summer! And then I'm like, yay, ads! Which sounds so weird. I never thought I would be excited about that. But I'm hoping to put out like maybe a couple extra series so I can try to knock this out. And my dream would be to have all of this paid off by next year. But because we're moving, I don't know how much we're going to need to move, because it's thousands of dollars to move across the country, to have to like pay your like not down payment, but like your security deposit on a new place when you're renting a new place, and the cost of living is twice what it is here in Ann Arbor. It is for an apartment like we have right now. It's easily like $2,400. For what we have right now. We're not paying that. We're paying less than half that here. So it's a lot. It's very, very expensive in Ann Arbor. So I'm nervous about that. Because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So we're going to have to look into that. But I don't know. I just hope that sharing kind of like getting rid of it will help whoever else out there felt crushed and guilty and like their worth was less as a person because of having a mountain of student debt to pay off. And I would like to talk about how I got into that situation, and that I learned that there are kind of predatory people out there who are very happy to see you sign your life away, and you think that they have your best interest in mind for anybody who's younger. Because if I knew what I knew now, walking into the very first financial aid office I ever did in university, I would have walked right back out. And now I know what was wrong with that college in particular, and what was right with the other colleges, and when it was right when I took out the student loans. Because I come from a family that was total, like, below poverty line for as long as I can really remember growing up, especially as a teenager. We didn't even have enough money to eat or to keep the heat on, like the hot water on. Hot water is still such a luxury to me. To shower in hot water is like, wow! Or to have fruit to eat. So I can understand why I made the choices I did, but we'll talk about that another day. And then this jar is also not such a fun jar, but I'm working on it. This is kind of a casual, like, this is my goal for weight loss. So these represent like the pounds I want to lose in weight loss, and that's just kind of like a casual health thing. My health being what it is, this isn't going to determine my worth or how I feel or how much I like myself. This is just a number. This is a number with some little stone coin things to remind me when I want to reach for that extra Annie's gummy bunnies. Like, well, really, an Annie's gummies bunny is like 70 calories. I'm not going to be that worried about one of those. You know what I mean? But it's helpful because I can't lie and say that losing weight didn't change my life, because I lost 100 pounds and it changed my entire life, top down. And I know that losing a bit more weight before we go to Asia next year is just going to be necessary for me, so that I can keep up with Chips when we're going in different places. And it is a little awkward when you're like, I don't know if I'm that comfy in this plane seat, or what happens when I need to go shopping for maybe some nice clothes. So it's something that I want to address, but it's not something I have my sense of worth tied into whatsoever anymore. And that probably is the biggest change I ever made in my life right there. More so than losing the weight, was changing how I love myself and changing how I see the relationship between that number on the scale and the joy I take out of life. So yeah, we might talk about that too, because I feel like there's not enough examples of being able to take on the question of, yeah, I want to lose some weight, without having to add in the baggage of like, I hate myself, what's going on? Why is the number not changing? Because there's so much joy you can take out of the journey without having to like look at the destination and if you made it or not, judge your worth based off that. So yeah, those are some of the big projects. Just to recap: garden, I was supposed to do this quickly, darn it, Seri. Garden, birds, just fun fan related things, working with fan stuff, showing when I put this in a shadow box, or working with the little growing crystals, or seeing how the plants that people have sent seeds in for, if they grow or not. And then there's also just tackling my student loans. Maybe that's something some people are interested in. It's something that I hope to be more accountable about, because each one of these is $100. This is why Seri works so hard. Because last year I was sending my parents more than half my paycheck every month so that they could have their medicines and so that they could have rent and food. And now that I don't have to worry about that anymore, because they are finally being taken care of on the government level, finally, which is amazing. Man, does that ever make me happy to pay my taxes? But that means I can turn towards this project. So all that effort can go towards this project. And yeah, just tackling those things, hopefully going on more adventures, turning into more of a birder. So there's kind of like some project updates and introductions to projects that I want to do. And I'm a very goal-oriented person. Maybe some of you guys are too. Maybe it'll make you excited to see those goals organized and tackled, because some people are into that. I know I am. So all right, thanks so much for listening, you guys. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I hope you have some fun projects. I really would love to hear about your projects, and like whenever I do updates on my projects, updates on your projects, or like pictures on Twitter or anything. Because like I said, I'm kind of an addict when it comes to seeing people set a goal and then watching as they go on the journey to the goal and progress to it. And then was the destination what they aimed for, or something different? It's all fantastic because it's a story. I love that kind of stuff. I hope you guys do too, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.